Hello and welcome to Great Expectations. I'm your host, Grade, and today I have a special guest. It's Lucky. Today we're going to be doing a 25-book CGC unboxing of modern books. And this is the first time in quite a while I've submitted books with no pre-screen. So I've been very nervous, and I've had these books pressed and cleaned by Mr. Kendra, and he hasn't sent me the grades. So this is the second time in a while that I haven't known how we've done. So we've got 25 modern books. Now Lucky is predominantly a sports card guy, and he had a couple comic books that he wanted me to get graded for him. So that's why he's a special guest. Probably won't see him again on any of these videos unless we go sports card. So what are the big sports cards? What should I be buying?
You can be investing in National Treasures is a good product. Prism's a good product, but you always want to stick to like colored cards or low numbered cards, and then those are the ones that generally will.
So the low numbered cards, you got to go for the chase cards. Pay the extra buck; they're going to hold up.
Those are the ones that'll hold their value for the most and or increase largely. You know what I mean?
And players, you're heavily invested in Luka.
Yeah, I like a Luka or a Tatum or a Vladdy Guerrero, and always just rookie cards. I mean, you could always go for a Brady or a Peyton Manning or something like that. Those kind of autos and patch autos and that kind of stuff, because those players, Hall of Fame players, and there's always collectors for those.
What about 2021 Steph?
Curry?
Yeah.
Again, if it was a low numbered card or a color variation, there's always going to be Steph collectors. So yeah.
I always look at sports cards. And I always want to own the rookies, but they are just worth so much. And right now, I'm doing comics, but I'm watching sports card. And Lucky's going to give me the tips. So we got the box back from Sarasota, Florida, and we're going to do this unboxing. So 8 of the books are Lucky's, and you're going to know they're Lucky books because they're mostly DC or books that I wouldn't buy. And they're from his collection from... I don't know. How long?
Well, a couple of them are pretty old from when I was a kid or a teenager. And then I went in on those, the 3 Jokers series and bought some like out of 25s and out of 50s.
Ready for this?
Yeah, man.
Okay, so I have one Ultimate Spiderman #1 in here, the variant edition. And if you recall in an earlier video, it had like water... I don't know if it was a watermark or a smudge or something, and this book could come back a 6 or could come back a 9. I have no idea how they're going to grade it. I have been waiting eagerly for this book because I have a bunch of Miles books. Let's see.
Hope for a 9.
All right. So, first book we have is going to be one of Lucky's. This is 3 Jokers. It is #2, the sketch cover, and it came back in a 9/8 with white pages. Awesome start. And we got a grader that'll give a 9/8, so that's good. All right, next we have Moon Knight #3. This is the 1 in 25 variant by Rod Reese. And this is the first appearance of Hunter's Moon. And I have a few copies of this book now. I think I have 3 of the 1 in 25. They all came back 9/8, which is great. I've been looking for more, to buy more, and really they're not, like the same ones are on eBay that have been on eBay for, almost a year. And I'm not buying those ones. I want the fresh ones that are 9/8 candidates.
Did you watch the series?
Yeah, I didn't know what to expect, and I enjoyed the series, and actually my wife enjoyed it too. So I don't know, we're fans of Moon Knight.
Right on.
Oh, this is a good one. All right, so next we have Contest of Champions #1. This is the 1 in 50 U variant. So this is the first appearance of White Fox, and she's on the cover. And this book recently sold in 9/8, I feel like for $1,000 US. And I bought this on eBay when that book sold for $1,000 US. There were a couple up, And I'm a little shocked that this one came back 9.8. I was hoping for like a 9.4 or 9.6. So that's awesome. So there's a lot of Contest of Champions covers. There's like 10 covers, but only 2 of them she is on the cover, and she's on the 1 in 50. So awesome.
That's it. So far, batting 1,000.
Are we?
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
All 9/8.
All right, we got Black Panther number 3. This is the first appearance of Tosin Oduye, and Tosin. Somebody said to me he's the new Miles, and so we'll see in 10 years if that is true. I bought a couple copies, sold a few copies raw, and then kept the ones I thought might be 9.8 candidates. So it was a 9.8 candidate, which is great.
Now, when you look at a comic, how do you determine what you like? What goes into determining whether it's going to be a 9.8?
It's got to be no spine ticks. If it does have a spine tick, it's got to be small and no color break, and then that can be pressed out. And then the 4 corners should be sharp, and then on the back, no color rub.
Okay.
So I'm pretty picky, and it's worked out pretty well. I have a lot of 9.8s.
That's good. You got to be the same way for sports cards. You checking the corners, checking the edges.
Yeah, and off-centered.
Yes, centering is so there's generally 4 attributes that they look at: centering, edges, surface, and corners.
Yeah, we can have comics off-centered a little bit.
Yeah.
Because they press a bunch of them and they're sometimes a mess.
Okay.
And so I think CGC will allow like a 1/4 of an inch one way or another, which is significant. So Amazing Spider-Man 361, that's a book where it's off-center quite a bit, and they still get a bunch of 9.8s. And it's even crooked. I don't even know how they did that.
Oh, really?
All right, next book. Oh, haven't shown this one. So this is Supermassive number 1. This is the 1 in 50 copy. This is the first appearance of Rogue Sun. It says "and Inferno Girl," which is a little surprising because I thought she was in something else. But this is just like a one of. I bought the 1 in 50 and the 1 in 25, and I thought it was going to be under the radar, and then there were like 15 or 20 store variants. So this is a bust. So, well, it's a bust, but whatever. The book looked good. I thought I'd get it graded. But
that's okay. It's still art, right? The covers, you can put them up on your
it
wall or
looks
whatever.
cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
I actually have liked Radiant Black, like the covers, and I think they're trying at Image.
Okay.
And so part of the Image universe is Radiant Black, but then you have Rogue Sun and Inferno Girl. So it's like very early. Maybe it's good to have it. All right, we got another Lee book. We have 3 Jokers. Number 1. This is variant cover B. Came back in a 9.8 white pages. 2 for 2. Doing good.
Lucky's doing all right.
Mr. Kendra has obviously been doing good work because I don't think all of these have been 9.8 so far.
They're
like
all...
pre Mr. Kendra. Next, we have 3 Jokers, number 1. Again, cover B. And it also came back in a 9.8. Oh, you're putting yours...
No. I was just
you
making
got your
space.
own...
I was just making space. It's all good. They can all go there.
All right, next. We have Thor number 20. This is the 1 in 25 variant cover, and this is the first appearance of Mjolnir as like an entity, like a white electricity entity. Came back in a 9.8 white pages. Super sweet. Next, we have... Geez, this is not a pre-screen. We have Geiger number 1. This is the 1 per store variant in a 9.8. I have the European Virgin variant. I have 2 of them in 9.8, but I also picked up one on eBay of the 1 per store. Glad it came back in a 9.8. Geiger's like a long-term spec. This is another thick one. It's probably your... Oh, no, it's mine.
What was the other one?
Okay, we got Supermassive. This is the 1 in 25 of the same cover. And I generally don't like Virgin covers. I prefer it to say what the comic book is. Also came back in a 9.8. We can't put all 25 up there. Oh, God. All right, next we have The Secret Defenders, number 1. Came back in a 9.2. This is a Lee book. Red foil cover. When it's a foil cover, it's really hard to do anything with it. I'd say the bottom corner has like a little something, little kiss.
I mean, that comic is old. That was just been sitting around. But it's got white pages.
Yeah, it looks like a 90s book.
Oh, for sure.
Sweet. We got a good grader for sure. This is Amazing Spider-Man number 4. This is the first appearance of Silk. This is the only copy I bought, and this book just like went off. I didn't like this cover. I think it's an ugly cover, but I finally decided to buy one when I heard she was in the Spider-Verse 2 movie. So came back in 9.8 white pages. I was expecting like, I don't know, 9.6, 9.8 if Mr. Kendra does a great and all my stars align. Oh, apparently I had 2 of these. Okay, 1 in 25, Hunter's Moon, also came back 9.8. Like, you know, like I expect modern books from like the last year, if I've been handling them properly, to come back in 9.6 or 9.8. So, you know, still happy. Great grades so far. Ooh. Next book, The Punisher, number 1. This is his first solo series.
Yeah.
Came back in an 8.0. We'll have to look at that one.
That book's forever old.
Yeah. Came out in 87. It is a modern book, and I do have a couple older modern books in here, but I generally stick to the last 10 years. I feel like CGC has been less delicate with the grades on the 90s books.
That's fine. This was the first comic book series I ever collected. I have the first 100 of them, and I just figured if I was going to grade something, we'll do number 1. I did get white pages, so that's nice. I'll take that.
You didn't want to grade them all?
Yeah.
Get that wall going.
Somehow I don't think, number 64 is going to get in there.
This is my first bad grade.
Was that the one you were hoping for a 9?
No, it's not. So this is Marvel Spotlight number 32, first appearance of Spider-Woman. And I was hoping for like an 8 or an 8.5. And I thought it looked pretty
8?
good. No, I wouldn't go that far.
Okay, that's fair. That's what I figured.
Yeah, I'm surprised I got a 6. But again, I'm not a great judge of, like mid-grade books or less than near mint. I get near mint very well, but then when the scale moves a little more into the mid, so 6, got to sell that one, but still cool. I won it at auction. I got it very cheap, and apparently that's why. I thought it was a higher grade. All right, next we have Amazing Spider-Man Annual number 16. This is the first appearance of Monica Rambeau. I have 2 copies of this book. I think I have a 9 and a 9.2 now. Came back a 9. I was hoping for higher than that, so not sure what happened there.
Do comics get cracked? Like, for example, you submitted that and it came back a 6. Can you crack it out of its case and resubmit it and try and...
Yeah, so people crack books all the time, but you would want to crack something with a pressable defect. So on these books where I'm getting a 9, it has been pressed, and it's been pressed by the best, Mr. Kendra, so there are no pressable defects. If, like, I have had a book that I cracked, or I didn't crack it, but CGC cracked it, where it was a 9.6 and it came back a 9.8 after pressing. So it's possible. Any book that was graded in the last, say, 3 years has probably been pressed. So that should be a general rule. But if it's an older book, you could crack it. It's just like everyone has been looking, because of the pandemic, comics have been hot. Everyone's been looking for books to repress. And, like, go from an 8 to a 9.8, and it's not going to happen.
Right.
All right, next book. Oh, sweet. All right, we have Black Panther number 3. This is the second print, first appearance of Tosin ODA. Now, with this book, it had a ton of like paper damage right here. And it was, it's the actual manufactured paper. They're using inferior paper right now. And so all 3 of my copies had like almost like a mass in the paper. And I was hesitant to send them. I had seen that some of these had come back 9.8, and I had read or heard that all of them had various paper defects. So I got a 9.8, which is sweet. Obviously it's pressed, and that is good news, because I was worried I was going to get like some 9s, and it's a brand new book. So hopefully that's... What am I thinking? It's kind of like Null's first appearance, where the second print, or the print with him on the cover, is going to be worth something. So I have 3 in this box. All right, second copy, 9.8. Tosin has done nothing in the comics. He's only been in a couple comics, but there was hype right away where he was the new Miles.
Yeah. So you might as well.
Which is insane. But the 1 in 25 variant is going for like over $1,000.
Crazy.
Like in the first month, it's going for $1,000 and more for a 9.8.
So would you always just invest in the
variant?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
So in my opinion, cover A is the way to go on all the first appearances, unless it's like that one book where there's so much demand that it pushes the variant price up. So Ultimate Fallout 4. And hopefully, God willing, Taskmaster 3. Because I have a bunch of copies of that one. Alright, next we have Black Panther number 3. This is the first print. Came back in a 9.6. I'm surprised because these 2 books specifically, the Black Panther first prints, I checked real close, and yeah, but still amazing grades. Don't get me wrong. All right, next we have Amazing Spider-Man 361. So this is the newsstand version, and so it's a lot more rare of Carnage's first appearance. Great cover, Mark Bagley's best work. I had a 9.6, and I sold it in the middle of the pandemic before the movie because there was just so much hype, and I'm like, it was going for like over 400 US at the time, and I'm like, there's just too much hype, and I love the cover, but I can find another copy. So I bought this one off a guy for say like 150 US, which was a lot, but I was thinking it was 9.6, 9.8, so... Still happy to have it. It is in my my PC for a long time, and one of the best 90s covers. Have you seen that one before?
Nope.
You must have. No?
No, I mean, not that my memory serves.
Yeah, it's like that and Amazing Spider-Man 300. First Venom, first Carnage.
Right.
Super iconic, amazing covers, printed to oblivion.
Yeah.
So there are I can guarantee there are a ton of 9.8s and a ton of 9.6s. Now the newsstand, that's the thing. Some people think in the 90s you have to have the newsstands because they're that much rarer.
Right.
Kind of like the numbered version. Oh my gosh.
That hurts.
I'm sorry, Lee.
That's all right.
Key lucky.
I mean, I guess.
Yeah, so we got Venom Lethal Protector number 1. Great foil cover, super iconic. Came back in an 8.5. Now this one, I think, had... I don't know how you get an 8.5. I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know either. I know that there's right along here. It's not even. Like you can see that there's white page. Like the cover is shorter than the pages. But what do I know? I don't know. But cool. It was a number 1. I bought it. It's been sitting in my basement for 20 years or something like that. So
I also had a copy of that book. And when the pandemic hit, that was one of the first ones that I sold.
That is.
No, well, I didn't really know, and I wish I hadn't have sold it. But at the time, I'm like, wow, $40. But that was like before, like as things were starting to go up, and I was like buying. So if you're buying, you should be selling. No,
yeah,
you can't just buy, can't just sell. You got to do both. All right. So we got Ultimate Spider-Man #1. This is the Pacelli 1 in 25 variant cover. So, okay, let's see if we can do this. Hold on. Look at that smudging. Crazy smudging. That was the only thing wrong. I don't think there's a spine tick on it, but just rubbing or water or I don't know, and water damage. So I was hoping for a 9, expecting a 6. And
so this was the one, and you got your 9.
This is a big book.
Congratulations.
I don't know how much it is exactly. It's got to be, like in a 9.8 it'd be $1,500 US probably. Maybe not anymore. I don't look that closely.
Yeah.
But I think I got this one for like $200.
Sell? Reinvest?
I got all my miles. I got all the miles.
PC?
Of course, they're all in 9.6, 9.8, so I don't know if this will make the cut. But great cover. He's unmasked, which is something. Oh, we got good grades. Not too many left. My third Black Panther 3. All 3 of the second print. Now, absolutely unread. I bought 10 copies. Like not off the rack. I ordered them from Thing from Another World in my comic shop. My LCS, I should say. And all 3 of them came back 9.8. Now, I did look at, out of the 10, I picked definitely the 3 best, but they all had the damage. So, anyway, still awesome. And I feel like with those modern books, the hot ones, you have to get them graded in the first few months. Because once the census is high, suddenly they start giving 9.6s to even it out. All right, next we have another lucky book. We have Batman 3 Jokers #3, variant cover C. Came back in a 9.8. Awesome cover. You a big Joker fan?
No, but this was a good series actually, and the black and white was cool. And again, I mean, if I was going to invest in the books, I also have the regular like off the shelf version of these copies. But I figured I'd get the and they included the card on the back. Cool. I figured I'd get the variants.
Very cool. I think it's the last one. We got 3 Jokers, #1, variant cover C, in a 9.8 white pages. Awesome. They're going to look good next to each other. Let me confirm the box is empty. All right. That was 25 modern comic books. Overall, pretty good grades. I would say 2 books in there, maybe 2 books for sure, hurt, and then the rest were awesome.
Yeah, I think you did really like.
So we got the good grader.
Got to be a 90% at least for the 9.8s.
Yeah, you got to be picky with your books. Really picky. You got to know what CGC graders do not like to see. And like when I buy books on eBay, if it comes and it's just not gonna cut it, I'd rather sell it and even take like a tiny loss or sell it and make a tiny profit than send it to CGC and be disappointed later. So last thing, I was talking about Taskmaster 3 and how awesome a book it was. First appearance of Taiguchi. I said it could be the ultimate bust in my last video, and they have announced at Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con, that Taiguchi and the rest of Tiger Division are going to have a 5-part miniseries starting in November. So that was excellent news. And a bunch of the Black Cat Annual #1s sold. I think like over 100 in the first day once Tiger Division was announced. And I'm excited. I have like 30, 40 copies of Black Cat Annual #1. That might be an exaggeration, but it actually might not. So I have bought that book. I have the 1 in 25s. I just bought it because...
You're all in.
Well, it was the pandemic, and we're specking hard.
That's how you do it. That's how you do it, even in sports cards.
So that was one of the books I went hard on, as well as Taskmaster 3. And it seems like there's a chance that we hit.
So you're saying there's a chance.
Yeah. Right. So it's gone from hit to bust to hit to chance.
I feel the same way. I've started collecting the Berserker comics,
the
Keanu series. They think they're going to turn that into either a movie or a TV show.
100% it's going to be a movie.
So the next time you send in comics, I might have some more subs for you there, Grade. Just, a couple of the 1 in 25s, a couple of the 1s, etc.
Yeah, I do have Berserker #1 in a 9/8, the probably the third print foil, as well as 9/6 of the second print. I really like the second print foil.
Okay.
And it was allocated to 10,000. But that Berserker #1 has a really high print run, but I guarantee that Keanu Reeves is going to star in a Berserker movie at some point, and so it's awesome. And I think a lot of people have dropped off that book. So if there are any first appearances, I don't follow it too closely, but if there are any first appearances in like #7, #8, #9, those could be gems in a few years. So just with Berserker #1, there's too many copies.
Okay.
But then the rest of the Berserker, I think it's good, and 100% it's going to be a movie. So this has been Great Expectations. We had expectations, and I think we met those expectations with this comic unboxing. Lucky, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
We're going to have more books, and maybe we will have Lucky back for our sports card segment.
Well, maybe. We'll see.
Have a good night, everyone.